Good morning, tubers of the RC Universe. Welcome to RC Helicheck UK for what is going to be the fourth part of the Bal 212, 412, Huey, Iroquois, whatever you want to call it. You have to excuse the fart noise in the background. One of the guys is flying his IC plane here. We are going to be looking at continuing on from the last video where I started painting the aircraft, and I've got a friend, you hear that? And we are now currently at this stage. It has been temporarily all placed together, and to be fair, it looks pretty damn good. We've got to continue doing the undercarriage, get that finished off, but I'm also going to be continuing to paint the fuselage as well. It needs to have some more red and black added to it, and just generally getting the thing sorted and finished off. We're not that far from being done. The blades are here, which I'm going to be looking at in this video on sanding down and prepping ready for painting and whatnot, and balancing, which I'm going to show you how to do that, because you have to do a 4-blade head, a bit different to what I did with the 2-blade head on the Long Ranger. So let's get on with it, guys, and let's get this video going. Right guys, I think what we're going to start off with is we're going to get this fuselage masked off and get the red on it, because that way then it'll give it time to go off, and then once I've got it masked and painted, we'll go on to doing the blades, and I'll get them sanded and painted as well so we can do the blades as well. So let's get this masked up, guys, and then we'll go from there. Wow, that was not easy. Right, I'm going to get it all covered up, and then I can take this off and paint everything separately. So let's carry on with the masking and get it all papered. Okay guys, I've got everything taped and masked off that I need to, or how I need to get it painted. So I'm going to go and paint the red onto this, and I'll come back to you when it's done. There's no point in me showing you how to do it, because there's a couple of videos out there with me painting, so you know the score. But I'll go and give it a coat of red and get back to you when it's done. There we go guys, that's the first stage done. Now I'm going to get basically a tiny little bit on the corner there, but just small. But yeah, all lines up perfectly, really happy, come out really good. So while that is curing and going off, I am now going to sort out the blades. I'm not going to go through the process of showing you how I paint them and mask them or anything like that, because there's partly a video on that in the Long Ranger video. So if you want to see how I paint the blades and whatnot, go and check out the Long Ranger video where it says painting blades and balancing blades, and it will show you how I do that on there. I'm going to get these painted up, and then once they're done and I've got them all finished, I'll then show you how to balance the 4-bladed head and balance the blades that way. So I will see you when that is done. Right, one of the other things that I'm trying to do at the moment, guys, I've got the blades painted. They're just sat there at the moment so that they don't get any crap on them. I've got to now, this is where I'm fine adjusting the undercarriage, getting it to sit right. I mean, like for example there, as it is, it's still too high, so it means that the bottoms of these skids here, these centre posts, are going to have more cut off. I think it needs to come down about another inch or so. So that's the thing that I'm doing off camera at the moment, and hopefully I can get that sorted so that it's not sitting nice, and then once they're done I can then epoxy them all together and then paint them. But it's coming along, guys, slowly, coming along. Right, finally got it all sorted. The undercarriage is now ready to go. I've just got to make a couple of little adjustments, like where these marks here. I've got to do a little bend at the back there, but the position of where it's got to go, it sits exactly on the fuselage where it's meant to be. It's slightly lower down at the back where it's supposed to be, and both skids on both sides, he says knocking his helicopter over, really. Both skids are exactly the same on both sides now. So now I can do the bit where I fill it up with epoxy resin and stiffen them all up, and then I can glue all the undercarriage together, get these all trimmed out because they need to be trimmed, glue all these in, epoxy them in place, and then I can paint the undercarriage. We're getting there. Right, guys, this is the bit that I was telling you about. Now I've got the shape that I need. Don't need to worry about the these are the bits that need to be strengthened up, and this is the stuff that I use. Isopon fast glass resin. It doesn't need any glass mixed in with it or anything like that, just literally using the resin. So we'll pour a mixture into there, give it a stir with the hardener, suck it up, and then we shove it in hole and squeeze, and it'll fill the tube all the way up. It'll get messy, so I've got to make sure that I stick it over the tube so that when I squeeze it, it just pops out. And then you've got to leave it sort of like sitting upright so it didn't dink and pour out. So a word of warning though, because it's a hardener and a resin that we're using, it'll get hot while it cures, but it takes about 10-15 minutes, something like that, to go hard. So you'll get a syringe, preferably with a measuring on it, and I'll shove it in all. No, I won't. My syringe is too big. Right, let's do it the easy way and roughly guesstimate. Oh, stuff smells so good. Don't sniff it, guys. It'll make you float away. Right, you've got to be quick when you do this because it will go off pretty fast. So make sure everything is ready to go. He says I need a stirrer. That'll do. Bit of aluminium. 1p, or as you guys say in the States, 1p. And it's not coming out. No, where's the hole? Is it? There it comes. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's more than a p. Okay. Grab that, just put that to one side and give it a good stir, mix it all in thoroughly. It should go a pinky colour once you've mixed it in right, but if you put too much hardener in, it'll go off really quick. Really quick. Right, that'll do. Quickly now, quickly now. Get ready, thuck, up it comes, up it comes, up it comes, up it comes. It's quite a lot in there, guys. Get the air all out, there it goes. Right, hold it over its end, shove one end in the tube and squeeze. Do it slowly. Come on. It ain't going to take much to fill it. Come on. Oh, there he goes. There we go. Just come up to the end there. Give it a bit more. That's it. Right. And quickly, just put that to one side so that it doesn't tip over. Refill syringe. Don't tip. Don't tip. Level out, level out, level out. Come on, you twat. There we go. Right. Get the rest of it. Suck it up. Suck it. Oh. God, this good stuff smells so good. I mean, this stuff smells ever so bad. Right. And then again, shove it in. Squeeze. Just keep going until it comes out over the end. Oh, it's coming off quick. Come on. It's coming off really fast. Whoa, there we go. Once it gets over the end, take out syringe, get it on a level surface, put it to one side and let it go off. It will go hard, it will go hot as well while it's curing, so just be careful of that. And that's it. Once they're full and set, it'll be done and ready to go. Okay, fellas and fellas, it's now about 20 minutes later. These are really nice and warm and they're solid, actually rock solid, and they cannot be bent. So that has done what I want it to do. I'm going to put the undercarriage together now and get it all glued up, drilled and then tapped so that the skids don't move about, and then they'll be ready to paint. So here we go. And there we have it, one set of undercarriage. Really stiff, really strong, they ain't going nowhere. They are not going anywhere and they sit perfectly on the model. Right, I'm going to give them a quick sand down and then I'll give them a coat of paint. It's still blowing a hoolie outside, so that's why you've not seen me doing any of the videos of me spraying, because it's pointless, to be fair. You've seen me do it before. But they need to get and paint and then more. So yeah, the paint that I put on the blades earlier on this afternoon has now cured, or should I say the bottom layer has now cured, because I had to give them a coat of black paint again because they were scratched. So I was sanding them down, give them another coat of black paint. So I'm now going to mask these off and paint them white as well on the top, and do it with the other two blades, and then I can mask them again once the white has been done and paint the red. So yeah, it's coming along, guys, it's coming along. There's the undercarriage all painted white and nicely sat there crudely on my little I'm going to dry hair stand. Now it turns out, oh excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat again. Oh dear. Oh, edit. Dodge. Right, it turns out the blades on this are just black and white. Bonus. So it means that all I've got to do is just mask off the areas that I want to be not white and leave the bits that are black, and we're done. So let's get these masked off and get them painted as well. Okay, it's starting to come together now. There are the blades that I've just painted that you've just seen in lapsy timing mode, make me look a twat mode. I'm going to leave them overnight to dry, and then look, it's looking nice. Now it's starting to look like a Huey. Skids have been painted, they're all nice and dry. Doors fitted, sliding doors working, doghouse on the top. It's got no mechanics in, so I need a can to stop it from tipping over, but you're getting the gist of it. It's looking good, guys. Starting to come on really nice. This is the part where I start to enjoy it, when you can see it come together, when, you know, all the hard work and the time and the effort it takes to do something like this. This is the result that starts to make me feel good. This is what I like doing. Now, I've still got a hell of a lot to go. I need to do some more trim, colour trim around here, which is going to be a ball ache, but I didn't really want to do that today because I really wanted this to cure properly tomorrow, because I need to mask it all off, and I didn't want the red paint lifting, so we'll do that tomorrow. We'll take the tape off. Actually, I'm going to take the tape off tonight. By the time I've finished packing up and whatnot, these should be dry for me to take the tape off, because if I leave them on overnight, it's just gonna pull the paint off. So when I pack up, by the time I've done, these will be dry and I'll be able to take the tape off. Well, I don't know if you just saw me struggling with those guys, but that tape that I used to mask these off with, look at that. It's left all the glue from the tape behind on every single blade. The tape come off, but it's left the glue from the tape behind. Cheap shit tape. Every single blade. If you use tape to mask stuff off, if you haven't got any, yeah, then don't use anything else that you're not sure how it's going to work. Because that now, if the T-cut that I use to get glue off blades and whatever doesn't work, them blades are now knackered. I won't be able to use them. Well, I can, but it's going to take me forever. Then he's going to have to start again with them, sand them all down, get the glue off and everything. So if that stuff doesn't work, all this time that it's taken me to do these blades has been a waste. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Good morning, guys. Welcome to part 2 of, no, day 2 of part 4. As you can see, we're back up here and it's windy as hell again. The sky looks great, you know, not a lot of cloud about, there's a lot of blue sky, but it's gusting 25-30 mile an hour again. It seems to be a common thing round about now. We are coming into autumn, yes, I agree. However, the weekend is coming in and it's looking promising. Apparently it is going to be around about 22-23 degrees over the weekend. Although the wind's still going to be blowing, it's not going to be that too bad with the weather, so we'll hopefully be able to get a little bit of flying in. Anyway, like I say, welcome to part 2, no, day 2, I'll get it right in a minute, of part 4 of the Huey. And last night I rather furiously left here with damage to the blades from the crap tape that I used, and I've even had that happen, so these are going to have to be readdressed again. I've not been feeling it the past couple of days, guys, so if my content seems a little bit low compared to normal, it's because I'm still feeling a little bit rough after my recent second heart attack, but I'm getting there, so just bear with me on that, guys, okay? I'm trying my hardest to keep these things going for you. So plan of action today is to clean these things back up, get this masked off to get the 2 stripes that I need to put on the black, and then it's basically a case of starting to make detail for it, like steps, cable cutters, aerials that need to go on here. Then I need to readdress the lights to see if they're working, and then once that's all sorted, we can start adding all that kind of thing, and then look at maybe sealing the paint over with some semi-gloss sealant. Then it's wet sand, wet sand, wet sand, wet sand, get all that kind of stuff done, and then hopefully we'll start be able to put some top coat on and get a nice gloss finish on this model, and then put the mechanics back in and fly. So I'm going to sort these blades out first, and then I'll come back to you guys and we'll start looking at putting the second colour on here. Alright, guys, luckily I've been able to salvage the blades. I've managed to get all the glue off using the T-cut method like I've shown before. Unfortunately, it was to the sacrificial non-benefit to the blades. It means I'm going to have to paint them again, but it's one of those things, just put it down to experience. But I've got all the glue off anyway, so I'm going to wash them now, and then I'll have to paint them again. I have been looking at different coloured blades because I wanted red on these, so I'm going to look at some kind of snazzy scheme for these. So anyway, we'll come back to those in a bit. I'm going to go and give them a wash, get all the crap off them, because I've had to use literally one of these scouring pads, like I say, and the T-cut. So I'm going to go and wash them all, then I'll give them a sand down, and then I'll give them a coat of black to start with, and we'll go from there on those. Right. But yeah, I set myself some challenges, guys, don't I, when it comes to masking stuff off. But yeah, that was a pain in the butt getting that all the level. But it'll be worth it in the end. That's what she said. But yeah, that was a long process. That took a while. Really fiddly, trying to get it all lined up properly. Yeah, not easy at all. Right, all I've got left now is to basically get the get the front of the helicopter and the back of the helicopter all masked off with paper so I don't get any overspray, and then I can spray on the black. There we have it, guys. There's the black done on the helicopter. All I've got to do now is just wait for that to dry. Should be about 15-20 minutes, and I can take off the wrapping and get all the masking off. Don't want to leave the tape on too long because I don't want to repeat as what I said to these. These blades have been repainted black, like I say, and I'm going to do a different colour scheme on these ones now. So I'm going to get these masked up while I'm waiting for this paint to dry on the fuselage, and then we can get on with the blades. There we have it, guys. We have the black now on with the lines, and the masking has been removed, and it has come out really good. Really happy with that. I mean, the doghouse is like perfect, and the doors and perfect. So yeah, it's coming along really well. Well chuffed. I didn't want to leave the masking on too long because I was a little bit concerned about what happened yesterday with the blades. However, today I've been using my usual micro pour tape for the masking off, which is pretty damn good, to be fair. Got a tiny little bit of seep through there and there where it seeped through the tape because it is a porous tape, but nothing to be worried about. I can get that up with some alcohol wipes. So yeah, I've got to paint the nose black as well. There's an anti-glare black that goes on the top of that, and then yeah, this is looking to be a damn good model. Got some more trim tape that I need to put on. I need a red stripe that comes around here as well. I should be doing that in a minute. And then I've got to do a different colour around the windows here as well. I've got to try and work out how I'm going to do that. I may just have to wait for a day or so for the paint to go off completely and mask them off and do it that way. So yeah, she's coming along, guys. Coming along really well. And there we go, guys. Pre-mock-up putting together. Oh man, this alley is looking cool. It's looking good. Oh yes. Once I get this window in and yeah, that's definitely a Huey. How cool is that? Right, take it all apart again. Right, guys. Time to mask the blades again. Yeah. Some of you guys might have seen me when I was getting the tape masking this off, doing that, putting it around my waist. I'm not measuring myself. Basically doing that, it takes some of the tackiness off the tape. You know what I mean? And when it means putting it on, it doesn't stick as much then. less chance of it pulling the paint off. So anyway, I'm going to go and spray these white now. It's still blowing an absolute buggery out there, so I'm going to have to do it outside, out of cover, out of sight. Alright, see you in a bit. I'll be back when I'm painting them white. Right guys, I've got the white blades, actually the black blades with white on, and I'm just about to mask them off again for a second time, which will be for basically the red. Tape, stretch, place on close, take off tackiness. Did you get it now? So let's get these masked off quick, and then we can paint the red on them. There we have it. The red is now on the blades. So I'm going to put them outside on the table just to let the air get some a bit better, because it's that windy out there. They'll dry in about 5 or 10 minutes. And then I'll peel them off, and then we'll be balancing these on a 4-blade rotor head. So I'll see you in a sec, guys. We've been here before, haven't we, guys? Right. The bit that I hate the most, but then get the most satisfaction from if it works, getting the tape off. Right, here we go. Right. Oh dear. There's a tiny little bit of bleed come through because this tape is porous. I'll tell you what tape it is, right? If ever you've ever been to hospital and you've had to have a cannula fitted in your arm, yeah, this is the tape that they use to stick it down with. And you know how painful it can be when they rip it off when it's a bloke, because it takes all your hairs off. But yeah, I mean, it's good for masking, but you've got to be careful. If you put too much paint over the top of it, it can seep through, and it leaves tiny little pitty marks. But I've got to wet sand the blades before I coat them with a lacquer anyway, so that'll take that off straight away. And on one of the blades, I don't know if you noticed, I ran out of masking tape on the leading edge, and I had to use, where is it? I used this, which is basically trim tape, yeah? And although it's a pinstripe tape for like pinstriping, it left a little bit of this adhesive along the leading edge of this blade, look, where it was. So I'm kind of hoping that when I wet sand it, this will take that off as well. I don't want to have to go through the rigmarole of what I did this morning using the teacup, because it'll take all the paint off the blades. So I think I'll be able to get away with that. I've also just done this, just experimenting with it. I've mashed the door to paint the rings around the edges of the door, window frames red, and I used, hang on, bear with me, where is it? Hold on, I can be back in a second. I put it outside on the table because it's windy, it helps it dry quicker. That is just black electrical tape that I've used. It's a real low tack stuff, look, I mean, it's, you know, in fact it's that good, I was able to use this on here and peel it off and put it straight over the other door. Although these doors, windows, are slightly out. That one's slightly higher. so I just had to put a new piece on just to sort of like get it level. But that's that done, and that'll be dry in a minute, and I'll be able to take that off. Next thing we're going to do is, I'm just trying to think, if I balance the blades now, it's going to be irrelevant because I've still got to wet sand them and coat them with a lacquer. Once I've wet sanded them and lacquered them to seal the paint on, then I'll be able to balance them. There's no point in doing it now, because if I balance them now, when I lacquer them, it's going to throw them all out of balance again. So when they've completely cured, I'll give them a coat of sealer after I've wet sanded them, like I say, and then I'll be able to balance them. Alright? Well, here's another tip for you guys, and I found this out literally just 10 minutes ago, thanks to one of the, well, basically the old club chairman, who was made an honorary member a couple of years ago, explaining on Facebook, because obviously I post stuff like this on my Facebook account as well when I'm doing it. He's just informed me that getting rid of glue that is left behind from tape can be removed using this good old WD-40. And not only that, it does not get rid of the paint either, right? And I don't know if I showed you before, but I had a blade that had that glue residue from that yellow tape that I used. It was this blade. Look at that. It's gone. It actually works. So, in future guys, instead of using ammonia based T-cut like I did, if you've got a can of WD-40 laying around, which luckily I did, use that to get glue off, because not only does it take the glue off, it doesn't remove your freshly painted blade paint. So yeah, thanks for that, Andy, really appreciate that. Shame I didn't know that 2 or 3 hours ago, but hey ho, you learn by your mistakes. But there's another tip for you, like I say guys, WD-40 gets rid of tape glue and it will not affect your paint. However, one thing I will say, this is an oil base, obviously, it's a releasant, yeah, you know what it is, right? I would not recommend you doing any lacquer or sealing on your blades until you have thoroughly washed them. Give them a wash in hot, well not hot, but warm soapy water, and then after you've done that, if you've got any, like I have here, get an alcohol wipe or some kind of alcohol and then wipe it down afterwards. Obviously don't go too vigorous with it because the alcohol will take the paint off, but just degrease the actual blade that you've used the WD-40 on, because when you come to put the sealant on, it'll separate and you'll be a whole new ball game. So I'm going to go and wash these blades now, and at the same time I'm going to wet sand them with some 1200 grit sanding pads, and then I'll be able to seal these with the semi-gloss sealant that I use, and then once they've been fully cured and dried, we'll be able to balance them. I've got a black nose, not literally, I need to put a black nose. It's basically the anti-glare thingy-majiggy bobbly, what's it, which goes around here. So I'm just going to mask this off, mask the bottom of the window there, because the bottom of the window also needs to be black, and then I'll get that painted, hopefully without getting any overspray on the model, you know what I mean, but we'll see. Right, here we go. Quick, hang on a minute, I'm still here, hold on. Just a quick covering up. We're not going to be going from here, we're not going to get overspray here, we're just going to be going here. And yes, you can see, right, I've got a friend, can see, right, I've covered it in toilet paper. That's all it needs, just a quickie. I've covered all around the bottom, around here. I'm just spraying this bit on the nose. As long as I don't go like that, like a twat, then this will be fine. I will demonstrate. Back in a second. There you go. See? I've just got spray there, and around here and there. Nothing on the top, nothing on the sides, nothing on the bottom, and that would be able to hold it in place, wouldn't it, idiot? Nothing on top, nothing on the sides, nothing on the bottom, just where it needed to be done. So that's that. Now, just got to wait for it to dry. And as you saw as well, I masked the window in toilet paper, and that's been done, because that's there. And so, yeah, this is looking awesome, guys. I've always liked Hueys because of the odd, I sounded nothing like it, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, I'm really happy about this so far. It's looking awesome. Yes, you'll probably recognise that it does represent something that's already out there that Canada uses as a fire bomber, but it's got my own little touch. You know, these stripes here, the front one's meant to be grey on the Canadian one. Mine's black because I didn't have any grey. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. But it's similar to that one. There is meant to be a tsunami tank fitted to the bottom of this helicopter, and this is one that I made for my McDermott aviation colour scheme that this was originally in. That is the actual shape of it and whatnot. It was a square tank, but this one is more rounded and hugs the bottom of the aircraft around the bottom of the fuselage and comes up around the sides of the skids and part the way up the fuselage there. I could use this maybe, and by adding sort of like Depron to the sides and to the back and whatnot, I can curve it around and then fiberglass over the top of it and do the bit underneath that it needs to look like underneath. I could do that, but I'm thinking to myself, oh wait, although this here, it only weighs, hang on a minute, let's get the scales. Just see how much this weighs. Scales out, 0. 111 grams. That weighs 111 grams. Even with the extra Depron on it and the fiberglass, it'd probably weigh about 120 grams by the time it's finished. Something like that. So it's something I can always add later. So I'm on the fence about that one at the moment. I might just leave it as it is for now. Fly it, see how it copes with the old weight. Ow, that was my hand. See how it copes with the old weight, and then maybe if I decide, yeah, you know what, I'll fit it, then I might just make a new one, or I might get somebody to 3D print me one. Recap: blades have now been done, and they are finished. They have been sealed. This nose section's done. The undercarriage is made. The doghouse has been completed and all put back together again and painted. The doors are done. Let me just quickly grab. Hold on a sec. These here, these side doors, they're currently drying. I've just sealed all that crap on. That's peeled there, look. Good job I spotted that. Just sealed these all down. So, let them dry. Next stage is, let's have a look. What time is it? It is 6 PM. It's going to be dark in about 35 minutes. I think the next stage is basically let this dry. Once it's finished and dried, get this crap off. Get this crap off. No pun intended there with the toilet paper. And then I think I'm going to have to call it quits today. Get off, fly. Call it quits today because it's going to be dark soon and I want to get packed up and loaded up and whatnot before it gets too dark, because you can't see naff all out there when it's dark. And then I'll carry on with it tomorrow. But we're very, very close. I think tomorrow, I might actually do it at home actually, when I get home tonight, depends. But tomorrow I've got to make more scale detailing. I've got to make cable cutters, I've got to make aerials, I've got to make step rails for the doors and whatnot. I've got some decal sheets that I need printing out and whatnot. I might do that tonight when I get home and get them coated with sealant as well, because I cannot seal this until the decals are on. So I'm going to get all that sorted. I'm talking to myself here really, and I should be talking to you. Get all the decals unsorted and whatnot. I can then fit the decals to the aircraft, seal everything up after I've get it right, sand it first, wet sand the whole thing down, then put the decals on, then hit it with some semi-matte sealer on everything that you can seal apart from the blades, because obviously I've already done the blades, and then wet sand it again, and then I can gloss it and then start fitting, like say, scale detailing. The scale detailing will be painted, the scale detailing will be sealed and glossed before I put them on. So yeah, we're getting there. It's going to be about 12 hours, 13 hours before I come back here. For you guys, it's going to be about half a second. So I'll see you in the morning, guys. Morning, guys. Welcome to day 2 of part 4. Was it 3? I can't remember. Anyway, we're back here today in a different position today because Nick's here. I have got the decals ready to go. The blades I'm going to be doing a balancing session on today. I'm going to be wet sanding the fuselage now. It's had plenty of time to cure. Once I've wet sanded it, I can then put the decals on and then seal it with a sealant. Once that is done, we're going to be leaving it for an hour or so. Then I can wet sand that sealant, and then once that's done we can start putting the top coat on. But one of the priorities for this video is to get these blades balanced and show you how that's done, because it's going to be a long one, this is, I think, guys. I think once I've done this I'll end the video, then upload it, and then the rest of it I'll do in a part 5. So let's crack on. Right guys, last bit of this video, because it's going to be a long one again I think. This is how you balance 4 blade rotors. Now, each blade you have to weigh. Right, so we've got 81 grams for that one, okay. And then we'll do another one, 80 grams. So we've got 81, 80. Let's put them in the view. 81, so that's the same as the first one. How much is that one? 79. Right, so we've got 2 blades here that are both 81 grams, so they'll be paired opposite each other. So you'll get, basically, in my case here, I use a white marker pen. I'll write on the tip of here, blade 1, like so. Got that? And then on the other blade that weighs 80 grams, blade 3. So on a 4-bladed head, basically they'll be opposite each other, okay. So that means that this one will be, if you can count, blade number 2, and this one will be blade number 4. Right, so now that we've got that established, we know that 2 blades are virtually the same at 81 grams, and then these 2 here are a gram apart. So one is 79 grams and one is 80 grams. You will then balance these 2 blades and these 2 blades like you would normally balance a 2-blade rotor head. So basically what you got is the 2 81 gram blades, balance those together, okay, as I showed you in the long ranger video, and then once you've done those, you get these 2 blades and balance those together, okay. There's no point in me showing you how to do that, because I'll show you how to do that on the long ranger video, but it just means that you've got to remember which ones are which, and you always put them opposite each other. So I know now, like I say, that these 2 are going to go together and these 2 are going to go together. You'll balance them out, like I say, like I did on the long ranger video, and then once they're balanced, and you just make sure that when you mount them on the 4-blade rotor head, you'll have blade 1 and 3 opposite each other, and then blade 2 and 4 opposite each other. That way, even though the 2 blades are a gram apart either side, the blade's weight is distributed evenly, so you won't get no vibration, and that's it basically. So once you get all that sorted out, guys, that's it. So there we go. Right, on that note, guys, we're going to end this video because, like I say, it's going to be a pretty long one. I'll get this uploaded so you guys can see it, and then I'll start on part 5, I believe it'll be, which will hopefully be the finish of this actual model. Getting all the paint work done, all the decals added, getting it all sealed, getting it all wet sanded, getting the mechanics fitted, and going out and flying it. So on that note, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate your support. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the notifications for getting more content on this video. Click the like button and share, and I will hopefully see you in another day or so with the next installment on this. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you soon.